Hey guys, welcome back to Programming Done Right. So today we're going to be creating the fastest wrapper the world has ever seen with the powerful language of Python. So stay tuned. Okay, so this is what we're going to be creating. I know it doesn't look like much, but once you really see it, it has a lot of functionality and it's a really cool project. So we can either press song 1 for song 1 and 2 for song 2. I know I wasn't really creative with the names, but let's say I want to press 1 for song 1.
Yeah. Yo, men, it's time. Men, begin. Straight up the super dungeons of rap. The aardvark drops deep as does my rod. I never chat, cause to chat is the girlfriend of facade. Beyond the walls of flamingos, life is defined. I think of trees when I know.
Okay, and it goes on for a while because it reads a lyric file and it keeps rapping. But I'm not going to show the full rap right now just because it goes on for a long time and I don't want to take up a lot of time. But yeah, you could see from that, it was pretty fast. So if you want to code it for real, let's get right to the actual coding. For this program to work, you're going to need to install Python. If you don't have Python already installed, check out my tutorial on Python. Links will be down in the description. So what we want to write is we want to get the command prompt if you're on a Windows or the terminal if you're on a Mac. So let's get right to it. So I'm on a Windows, so I'm just going to write command prompt and we're going to open up command prompt. Okay. So now that you have Python installed and everything's good, you want to write pip install pyttsx3, okay? And you want to wait a little bit, and I'll explain why we're doing this just in a little bit, okay? So once you have this installed, you should be good to go. And for me, it's saying requirement already satisfied. Your screen is going to say successfully installed once it's done. For me, it's throwing me a small bit of an error because I already have this installed, but that's okay. So now all we want to do is, so now let's explain why we're doing all of this. So basically the reason that we're doing this is a snippet of code in a sense, okay? So basically the snippet of code is pretty powerful, right? And it can get our computer to talk. So that's exactly, so we're going to be accessing the code from that library, you might want to call it, that we installed, and then we're going to be using it to get our computer to talk and then eventually wrap. So let's go into the Python shell. Okay. So we just want to create a new file now, and I'll get into the new file. And here we just want to write import pyttsx3 because we just pip installed this. So now we're importing this into our program. Now what we want to write is we just want to write wrapper equals pyttsx3 dot init. Okay, what is this? So basically we're importing it into our program and then we're doing this wrapper equals, what is this? So basically we're making a variable, okay? And variables are basically like storage units, okay? And these storage units can hold any value, okay? It can hold true or false. It can hold strings, which are like quotes, like hi, hello, things like that. And it can also hold numbers. It can hold equations. It can hold a lot of things. And wrapper is a variable that's holding pyttsx3's functions, okay? This is pretty cool. And now what we want to write is we just want to write now what we want to write is we just want to write wrapper equal say, because now we want to talk, all right? Hello, and we're going to write wrapper dot run and wait, okay? That's it. That's all we have to do. And through that, we'll be able to actually create our own wrapper. So I'm just going to name this big, oh, no, that's not what I want to name it. Sorry. Big mayo catch. Okay. And yes, I named this after mayonnaise and cup. Oh, not may catch. Mayo catch. I named this after mayonnaise and ketchup. And then big is kind of clowning the lils. Okay. Anyways, yeah. So once you're done with that, we just want to go here and run it. Let's run it, sorry. So once you run that file, Sorry. Okay, yeah. So when you run that file, it's going to say hello.
Hello.
Okay, that worked because we wrote .say. That's a function, okay? And in these quotes is what it's actually going to say. And then we said run and wait, which kind of means like just wait and that like it'll say it. It's kind of like just something you have to do for it to say it. If you take this line out, then it won't run, okay? So once you're done with that, all we have to do is we want to have actual lyrics, you know? So how do we get actual lyrics? Well, what we want to do is we want to make a new file and we want to name this lyrics, lyric one, or like something like name lyric. I'm going to have two files, lyric one.txt. You have to write txt to make sure that you know it's a text file. So come back here when you have like two things that are like two files, or even more. You could have like 5 files, but I'm just going to be doing 2 for the sake of the video. We're going to have 2 lyric files that the user can choose from, song 1 or song 2, and then we're going to wrap that. So come back here once you have that done. Okay, so to get my rap lyrics and put them in files, I used a rap lyric generator. I'll put the link down in the description, so be sure to check that out. But these are basically, I just used the rap generator, and it's, yeah, so that's all I have to do. And now we have 2 text files with lyrics. But what do we do with this? Now we're gonna read from this file. This is where it gets really interesting. So first we're gonna ask the user, which, we're gonna ask the user which rap song that they wanna have, okay? So like which rap song they wanna, listen to. So you're gonna write equals, okay? So we're gonna do a new variable, except we're gonna be taking user input where the user can enter in a value. So we're gonna say int input, because if they want one song, they'll put 1, and if they want another song, they'll put 2. So we'll say like this, what rap song do you want? Press 1 for song 1, and 2 for song 2. Yeah, I don't have very creative titles of my rap of my rap songs. Song 1 and song 2 are gonna just have to do it for now. And now how do we recognize what they put? So now it's stored in this variable. So let's say I put 1. Okay, let's say the user enters 1, then rap song equals 1. And you might be wondering what this is. This is just a comment. You can do it anytime. You just have to put a hashtag, and the program is just going to ignore this. This is usually just so that like the user can see what, not the user, the developer can understand what's going on. So if you want to comment out your code, that's your choice. Okay, now what we want to do is we want to do if statements. So we're going to say if rap song equals 1, like if the user entered 1, then we're going to do something else. If they didn't enter 1, then we're going to do something else. So if rap song equals 1, and the reason we're not saying equals is just because it's like equals is for checking if something equals something, and then equals is for setting something equal to something else. Okay. And now we're going to put some code in here, but right now we're not going to do it yet because we're going to have to read files, and I'll get to that in a little bit. So we're just going to leave that blank. Else, and always have colons. Okay, and then else, we can do this. Okay, and it has to be indented. If you write like something here, it's going to ignore it. Okay, so you have to indent your lines. So this is just going to be ignored, but we don't need this anymore because we're going to be reading actual lyrics. So how do we read from files? That's the interesting question, isn't it? So reading from files actually isn't that hard. All you have to really do is you just have to, we have to first initialize another variable. I know we have a lot of variables, and we just want to write in file. This is variable I'm using, and then we can use equals open. Now see, we're setting it to something. We're not checking it, right? And then now we have to give the name of the file that we want to read. So if you named it something else, you have to name it like that. I just named it lyric1.txt. Remember, always write txt. If your file does not have txt with it, then you're doing something wrong. You have to have it as txt. And then we want to put another quote in R because we're going to be doing this in reading mode, okay? And now we want to do is lyrics equals in file dot read line. Dot read line. And put parentheses. So what we're doing now is we're actually reading the first line of the file and we're setting that variable to lyrics, okay? And now we can just do the same thing in else, right? Because if they don't enter 1, then they probably entered 2. So we can just write lyric 2, okay? And then all we have to do now is we just have to keep reading the lines because it's just line after line after line. So while lyrics, this basically means while lyrics still has a value because right now it has a value and once the line stop, like there's no more lines, then it won't have a value anymore, okay? And we can literally just copy this line. But actually, no, first we want to say the lyrics. So wrapper.say, as I said before, except this time we're not going to put quotes because if we put lyrics like this, it's just going to say lyrics. But we want it to actually say like the lyrics, not lyrics. I know it's a little confusing, but I don't know what better way to explain this. So wrapper.say lyrics, okay, so it's gonna say the first line, okay, and then the second line, and then third line, and this, except we have to keep reading the lines too. So actually first we have to write wrapper.run and wait, just because run and wait is basically like, we have to have it there, and then we can just write the same thing here. We just want the same variable, same everything, dot read line, okay? So depending on what they enter, they're going to be doing something, okay? So now we can just run this file and check out the output, okay? Okay, so 1 for song 1 and 2 for song 2. So I want song 1.
Yeah. Ayo, men, it's time. It's time, men, begin. Straight out the super.
Okay, yeah, it's gonna go on for like ever. They're pretty long songs, but there's a couple of problems. One, like when we enter a user input, it's like right next to this. So we just want to add a little bit of space. We can add a colon and a space, so gives them a little bit of space to answer the question. Next thing, speed. How this was back on the, like what we need. A lot of speed because this is going to be hardcore rap because we're doing the fastest rap song in the whole wide world. So we're going to write wrapper dot set property. Okay, we're setting some property of wrapper. Okay, or ITTSX3 really. And we're going to be setting rate, right? Because like the rate of what they're saying. And we want to put a pretty fast rate. So honestly, I recommend anywhere from 330 to 500 because 200 is like the default. The reason 500 gets like really, really fast, right? It's like you basically can't understand it, but it's really fast and nice. But 330 is a little slower. 330 isn't gonna make you the fastest rapper, but it's gonna make you a fast rapper. 500 is gonna make you the fastest rapper. So I want to be the fastest rapper in the town. I want 500. But that's it. You have yourself a pretty good functioning rapper. So let's test it out. Okay, so press 1 or 2. I said 1 last time, so let's do 2 this time.
Yeah. Yo, hey, it's time. It's time. Hey, begin. Straight out the wild dungeons of rap. The angel drops deep is my love. I never sleep, cause to sleep is a buddy of true love.
Okay, yeah, it's there's a lot and it just keeps going. So yeah, you have it done. So if you don't want to generate your own rap lyrics, honestly, I have if it wasn't for copyright, I would probably use like a rap song that I like. But just, yeah, whatever rap song you like, or if you want to generate your own, link is in the description to that website. If you want to follow a tutorial on how to build your own rap generator or how to build your own beat generator or how to generate beats using like GarageBand or something, leave that down in the comments. If you have any questions, as always, feel free to leave them down in the comments. I'll be responding to each comment on this video. So that's it for today. Signing out now. Bye. Programming done right.